Marketing Strategy for Authors. Written by Tao Wong. Narrated by Shannon Thompson. Budget. Now that you have an idea of the environment, it's time to play around with your budget. In an ideal world, you'd write your budget based on what you need to make, and then find the money to spend it. It's not an ideal world. It is also, in many ways, not a good idea to spend limited marketing dollars on advertising a single book. It is better to wait for more books to spend your advertising dollars on to gain a better return on investment, ROI. Another thing to note is that your marketing budget is going to be dependent on your entire business budget. If you have $5,000 to spend in a year and need to release 4 books, that money is likely better off spent in the most part on covering design and editing. If you have $6,000, you might be able to break off $1,000 to do Facebook advertising and AMS, Amazon Marketing Services, ad testing. Or you could decide to put that money into an audiobook instead. Which option you choose will depend on your marketing goals, your current KPIs, including unit sales of your ebook, and your time frame. Can you wait until your audiobook is out? Are your sales so low that you are missing the majority of readers with your ebook? Do you need to expand to a new market because you're reaching the majority of your low-hanging fruit in ebooks? Or maybe you just want your books in libraries, which means you need hardcovers and paperbacks. For Americans, that means paying for ISBNs. Producing more products of your own book is a valid strategy, but it will affect your budget. Whether you decide to call it a production cost or a marketing cost, as a small business, it's all coming out of the same pot. So, it's worth working your marketing budget in view of your entire budget for the business. Another thing to consider. Once you've created the budget, you might realize you don't have enough money to cover basic production, you don't have money to cover marketing, you have enough money, but it's only because it's based on estimated sales for books not released. In those cases, you might want to readjust your cost. Can you release without 3 rounds of editing? Can you swap services? Or increase your budget via non-author activities. Can you sell your blood or plasma? Can you take a second job or run errands? Kill your cable subscription so you can save money? Remember, this is a living document. You are better off estimating for a lower number of sales and revising upwards than estimating for a higher number of sales and revising downwards. This is particularly important for things like production budgets for your book. For example, producing a low-quality series of books with bad covers is going to impact your sales more than throwing another $1,000 at Facebook ads. At this point, you have a budget. Most of the budget will be a bunch of made-up numbers, expenses should be firm, revenue will all be guesstimates until you produce and sell book 1, but at least you've got something. The micro-budget dilemma. What if you don't have much money at all? What if you have, say, $500 for your entire business, or $200? What if you still intend to be an independent or self-published author with that amount of funds? In almost all those cases, I'd recommend you ignore paid promotion. Your budget will be better spent producing a better work, cover, editing, proofreading, etc., than in paying for promotions. Cut out expenses that are not strictly necessary. For example, developmental editing, ISBNs, and focus on releasing more work. You can get cheap, pre-made covers that look professional for under $100, and you can find proofers that will work for as little as $0.003 per word. Focus on production. There are a few reasons for this. The more you write, and the more focused you are on learning from mistakes while writing, the better storyteller you become. The better storyteller you are, the more fans you'll gain, which allow each book to build upon the next. It is very, very hard to get a positive ROI with only 1 book released. General rule of thumb is 3 books released in a series or 9 standalone books released before you expect to make money on paid promotional efforts. Again, there are ways to short-circuit this, but that's a good rule of thumb. Lastly, with more books released, especially in a series, you have more options to drive eventual sales and returns. For example, perma-free books to entice new readers.